Coming up on Double Take Sports Talk with the Watch Brothers, we will have your Quiz-mania question of the day. We will have your Double Take Sports Talk. Talk about different topics around the sports world, particularly NBA. We'll have Quiz-mania answers. We'll have our comments. So stay tuned, ladies and gentlemen. Double Take Sports Talk. It's next.
From Indianapolis, Indiana, this is the Double Take Sports Talk show with the Watch Brothers. And here they are, ladies and gentlemen, your hosts, Darrell and Darren Watts.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is it, Double Take Sports Talk. Welcome to our podcast with me, Darren Watts. Say hello to Darren Watts II, D-Dub. What's going on?
Hey everybody, welcome to our podcast. Darren Watts, what's happening, man?
Ain't nothing much here. Ain't nothing going on but the rent.
Yeah, you got that right. You got that right.
Yeah.
Preach.
One of them long days where you just want to just kick your feet up. This is part of relaxation for me. So
Absolutely.
Relaxation.
Got a shout of the
After
doubt,
my
man.
feet up.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So that's good enough, I guess, right?
Yeah, it is.
Wonderful.
So we have Quiz-mania question of the day, and then we'll have Double Take Sports Court. We'll talk about different variety of topics briefly. We'll have the Quiz-mania answer from the Quiz-mania question, and then we'll have our final thoughts. Ready to do it? Let's do it. Quiz-mania question of the day. Darrell, you are good. Ready? Start this off.
All right. So, of course, got a quiz mania today. Oops, wrong one. Okay. This quiz mania. Keep in mind, this is a right or wrong answer type of thing too. So, ready for it?
Yep.
All right, here we go. Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson was the most popular multi-talented athletes in sports. Although former NBA player Tim Duncan was also multi-talented in which sport?
I think I know what it is. I know what it is. I got to double check on it, but I think I know what it is.
All righty. So, everybody, so think about it. Harbor on it for a little bit. We'll have the answer later on in this podcast. So, I don't care. So, with that being said, it is time for Double Take Sports Court. So, Darren, whenever you are good and ready, the floor is yours.
All right. Let's go ahead and start with the quick Quiz-mania for you. Let's go ahead and knock this out.
Okay.
Now, here's the thing with this. 1 minute to answer this question.
Okay.
1 minute. You ready for it?
Let's do it.
Time will start after I read the first question. '95-'96 Chicago Bulls lost 10 games. 7 of those games went to the Eastern Conference and 3 went to the West. What teams did the Bulls lose to in the Western Conference. 3 teams.
Phoenix Suns.
I'm sorry.
Phoenix Suns.
1.
Houston Rockets.
I believe that's 2. Yeah, I believe that's 2. I thought I had it memorized and I lied, so I don't have it memorized.
Of course.
I don't even see them on here. Matter of fact, they're not it.
They're not it. Okay. San Antonio Spurs.
No. Who was your first team?
Phoenix Suns.
That's definitely one of them. I think that's right too. Yep, that's one of them.
Let's see. Oh, crap.
Go ahead, because that was my fault.
Okay.
I'll give you an additional 30 for that. Go ahead.
All right. The Portland Trailblazers.
Nope. Oops.
So you said it wasn't the Houston Rockets, right?
Yeah, Houston's not in.
Okay.
And you just said Seattle. I'm sorry. Who was it?
No, I didn't. I was going to say Seattle. That was my next team.
Yeah, it's Seattle. Yep.
Yep. So I got Seattle and Phoenix.
Phoenix in this one.
Really couldn't tell you. Yeah, I really couldn't tell you.
The other team was the Denver Nuggets. They lost
Wow.
that game 105 to 99 on Sunday, February 4th, 1996.
Wow. Wow.
The 3 teams that they lost to in the West. They had more competition on the East side than they had on the West. Interesting enough to say.
Yeah.
All right,
absolutely.
moving on. We are going to take a look at the preview for tomorrow night's game between the Golden State Warriors and the Cleveland Cavaliers. Game 1 in Oakland, California, Oracle Arena. In their last game that was in the regular season, the Golden State Warriors won that game January 15, 2018, 108. LeBron James had 32 points. Kevin Durant also had 32 points. Golden State Warriors. The key contributing factor in Golden State winning that game was their assists,
Mm-hmm.
their steals, and their rebounds.
Mm-hmm.
Total. Actually, total and defense. That's some rebounds. And blocks. So, Golden State was the #1 team overall ranking points per game this season. Cleveland was first in points per game overall.
Damn. Y'all better hope y'all get the ball back.
Darrell,
Okay,
what do you
we've been
think
on a roll.
Game 1 of this series? What are you particularly for this series?
And we've been on a roll, so you better hope y'all get the ball back.
I want to challenge the Cleveland Cavaliers
Get that ball
in
back.
game 1.
And 2, you better hope
I want
that
to see
my
the point guard step
jumper
up.
don't activate.
George Hill needs to have a game.
Exactly.
Kyle
I'm about to
Korver,
pick y'all
even
apart.
though he's not a point guard, but he is a guard position, he needs to step it up to. So
You better been lucky because I was ready to drive right
I
on
also
him.
challenge
I could have
Cleveland
drove on him and went
from
on
the
and been
previous
done
matchup
with
that they
it.
played against Golden State
Yeah.
to attack the basket and get to the foul line. Those are the 2 challenges that I am expecting to see
Too
from
slow.
Cleveland.
He ain't got no speed.
And
No, he ain't got no defense either.
if
He ain't nothing but a pure stretch.
if push
five.
comes to shove, when that opportunity comes, then they could have an opportunity to, steal game 1. But
Damn it.
who knows? It's all in the air. We picked Golden State to win game 1. I expect Golden State to come out strong with fiery intensity. This is pretty much rivalries for NBA Finals. So this right here is the 1-2 punch. They know each other. They know how they play. The play styles hasn't changed, and not to mention that the fourth time playing in NBA Finals.
What was that?
And then, of course, you got your additionals from the regular
bullshit.
season.
Yeah.
Nothing has really changed from the roster, maybe except Andrew Bogut and David Lee and Harrison Barnes and Iman Shumpert and all of
Oh,
them.
that's supposed to win
But
in.
pretty much
Had a
everything
good
has pretty
release.
much stayed intact and same when it came to the finals. And of course, Kevin Love didn't play. I think it was the second NBA Finals. He had a shoulder separation. So that just tell you right there that this is it's crazy. So that's what I expect from
Try not
Cleveland.
to laugh, but it's
The
just
point guard to step up.
I'm actually looking for the Golden State
Trying to
Warriors
quit.
to try to shut
That's what
down.
he's trying to do. You can't handle it.
I don't think their
Mhm.
focus is
Yeah.
primarily on anybody else. I think it's going to be all about trying to shut down the Jones. I think Steve Kerr
Which
is
proves,
focused on that.
which shows right there. That's why I said that the point guards are going to have to step up.
Let the computer play the game
Expect
so he
them
can try
to
to
try to
get an
shut down LeBron
advantage.
James. Get your playmakers involved. You got to have your point guards to
Yeah,
at
man.
least start this game off strong. You have to.
Good luck.
I know, but that's what. But that's.
I expect Stephen Curry too, but it's.
No, not even so. No, I'm talking about for Cleveland. I know what Golden State's going to do, and they're going to come off strong anyway. So I'm not worried about Golden State. But if Cleveland wants to win and steal game one, point guard's going to have to step up, man.
I agree.
They haven't done nothing throughout this whole entire playoffs almost.
Yep. They haven't done nothing all
Yeah. Mhm.
So that's the preview for game one. You can check that out.
Ah, you serious?
That was a lot.
All right. One of the trends, actually, there's two trends that's been going on that I want to cover real quick. Got the NBA awards to start out. NBA awards will be announced on June 25th, 2018. That will be TNT. Real quick, we're going to run through this.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
Real quick. You can check out our Twitter page. I will have the votes, and everybody can vote for who they believe will win each of the NBA awards. Starting out with the MVP. The candidates are Anthony Davis, James Harden, and LeBron James. Who do you think?
Hey, fuckers do that.
I want to see James Harden, so I'm casting against James Harden.
Me too. I agree. I'm over James Harden. Hopefully he will get it, and I would love to see him get it.
No doubt. Me too.
All year long, James Harden stepped in as a point guard. He did his thing. I believe it was this season, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
It was good, so I'm hoping he will get it.
Yeah.
Rookie of the year. The nominees are Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons, and Jason Tatum. Who do you have? These are good.
These are good options. Yes.
These are
Yes.
good options. So, who do you
But
have for Rookie of the Year?
this is going to be tough. So this is what I'm going to say. Co-rookies of the year, Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons.
Very interesting. Co-rookies of the year. Ain't heard that in a minute.
Yeah.
I actually do not think there's going to be co-rookies on this one. I'm going with Ben Simmons, and here's why I'm going with Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons with the Philadelphia 76ers, they have won 15 or 17 consecutive games towards the end of the season, and the way they have played all year long, even though Jason Tatum of the Boston Celtics did do good all year long. If anything, if co-rookies was to go, it would be Jason Tatum and Ben Simmons. That would be, if I had to pick co-rookies, but I'm going with Ben Simmons. I'm actually going to go with Ben Simmons.
And that's very interesting that you say that. If push comes to shove when it comes down to Ben Simmons, I agree to that. But if I had to single-handedly pick, it would be Donovan Mitchell. And the reason why I say Donovan Mitchell is because they expected him to be less than expected for the Utah Jazz when Gordie Hayward left for Boston.
That's very true.
So that really uplifted his ability and the pressure on top of that to actually climb on the rise. So, like I said, I got co-rookies. I got Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons.
I agree. I got you.
They're going to be the first co-rookies since Grant Hill and Jason Kidd in 95.
Yep.
But they can't outdo all that, man. They can't outdo all that. Not Jason Kidd and Grant Hill. No.
All right. NBA Six-Man Award. Oh, these are all brought to you by Kia. NBA Six-Man of the Year. Here's your nominees. Eric Gordon of the Houston Rockets, Fred VanVleet of the Toronto Raptors, and Lou Williams of the LA Clippers.
Ooh. Man, it's a toss-up between Eric Gordon and Lou Williams. But if it was my choice, I would have to.
Eric Gordon.
I would have to extend to Eric Gordon because he has shown a lot more ability for the regular season and the playoffs. Now, don't get me wrong. Lou Williams, this boy coming off the bench, average starting lineup numbers. That is dangerous.
Yes,
you can't – if you doing that, you deserve a spot in the starting lineup. If for you to put numbers up like that, you deserve to be a sixth man. I wouldn't be surprised if you stole it, but I got Eric Gordon.
I'm going to go with Eric Gordon myself, but yeah, I would be surprised if he did steal that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, NBA Defensive Player of the Year.
Jesus Christ.
Well,
pray for me.
Yeah. Here's your Anthony Davis of the New Orleans Pelicans, Joel Embiid of the Philadelphia 76ers,
Woo.
and Rudy Gobert of the Utah Jazz.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah.
This ain't right. This ain't right.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, my gosh. This is so unfair.
Yes, it is. Who you got, player? Who you got?
If I had to pick, God, this is tough. If I had to pick, it's a toss-up between Joel Embiid and Rudy Gobert. But if I had to pick, it would be Joel Embiid. These are tough, but I would pick Joel Embiid.
I agree. I got Joel Embiid myself, so I agree, Darrell. I definitely agree.
It's still tough.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is a toss-up. This is going to be close.
Yeah. So, with that being said, I don't think this would be as tough. NBA Most Improved Player.
This is nothing. Come on with it. I already know who I got. Come on, spell it.
Here's your
Nominees.
Thank you. Clint Capella of the Houston Rockets.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Dinwiddie of the Brooklyn Nets. And lastly but not least, Victor Oladipo.
Come on. Yes, sir. Let's narrow this down. Spencer Dinwiddie, garbage. Clint Capella. Let me tell you something about Clint Capella. He's good. Okay. He was by far one of the best paint protectors I've seen besides Rudy Gobert and Anthony Davis since the Gibbe Mutombo. He is by far one of the best. But I do not choose him. My man, Victor Oladipo. Cast. Period. Cast it. Victor Oladipo.
I was fixing to say the last person instead of Victor Oladipo. I was going to say somebody for the Cleveland Cavaliers bench.
Who?
I couldn't think of anybody. It just messed me up.
That's okay. Hey, man, it doesn't matter. I don't think it would have helped. It would have helped.
Oh, man. Yeah, that's what I want. And that being said, this should be no discussion, no debate. Just like the Most Improved, this should not be an issue either. Coach of the Year. Here are your nominees. Dwayne Casey of the Toronto Raptors, Quinn Snyder of the Utah Jazz, and one Mr. Brad Stevens of the Boston Celtics.
This is a good one, too. But I know exactly who I would pick. Dwayne Casey. I'm sorry. Everybody would pick Dwayne Casey, but I'm voting him out.
I'm voting
Period.
him out too.
I'm voting him out. That's a done deal.
Yeah.
Who's the other one? Brett Brown?
Nope. Quinn Snyder.
Quinn Snyder. Quinn Snyder has done good things with the Jazz.
I agree.
Very impressive. But he do not go over with Brad Stevens, and that's exactly who I have.
Thumbs up for Brad Stevens. I'm going with him. Ain't no doubt about it.
You cannot. If they don't choose Brad Stevens, something is wrong with these people. You had Gordie Hayward gone since the first of the season, and then you had Kyrie gone since almost the end of the season. And then for them to take 7 games against Cleveland and go to the Eastern Conference Finals?
Brad Stevens.
Stop it, Brad Stevens.
There you have it. Again, you can check out our Twitter page. We will have your vote cast. You can definitely vote on our Twitter page and, of course, NBA.com for the cast voting of the awards for the NBA. And last but not least, real quickly, I'm going to run through this real quick. We had some free agencies. It's going to be coming up at the end of the season.
Yeah.
Key ones that I want to just briefly just throw out there, and I just want your opinion on some of these real quick. Carmelo Anthony, DeMarcus Cousins, Kevin Durant, Paul George, LeBron James, Tony Parker, and Rajon Rondo. What's your thoughts? It is a possibility that DeMarcus Cousins could possibly be traded, but not traded. He could, I don't know, pick up the San Antonio.
He might become a free agent, but I think he might end up staying in New Orleans.
Interesting. Kevin Durant?
Yeah, I think Kevin Durant, I think he's going to stay too.
What about Carmelo Anthony?
He needs to retire. Point blank, period.
Well, we already know what's going to. We already have our prediction about Paul George. We believe he's going to go to the Los Angeles Lakers.
You know what? You know what I heard?
What?
Kevin Pritchard. This big dummy is interested in Paul George. Here's the problem. He said if and only if he understands our system. No. Let's put it this way. If and only if you do not pick him.
Yeah, I agree.
We have a problem.
Yeah.
Don't pick him up. You traded him for a reason.
Well, he traded him. He traded him because he wasn't satisfied. It wasn't Kevin Pritchard. It was because of Paul George himself.
Don't nobody care?
I agree. I agree, Darrell. But
I'm sorry. I just have to retaliate off of that.
Kevin Pritchard has this weird thing going on. I don't know why he wants Paul George to come back to the Pacers. I don't know why. It won't work, in my personal opinion.
No, it won't work. No.
I think he needs to go to the Lakers and stay there. Because that's why the Pacers season was caused a disaster at the beginning of the season.
Because of him.
So I don't anticipate him coming back, and I do not want him teaming up with Victor Oladipo.
I don't either. That's going to kill Victor Oladipo.
I do not like that. That will not work. That will not work.
Shoot, you have to sit there because now Victor Oladipo.
To me, that's a threat.
Not only is that a threat, but at the same time, Victor Oladipo is the leader of the team now. He has taken over all leadership of the Pacers. He's taken it over. And then you bring Paul George.
Exactly. Yeah, he's
not exact. Agreed. He's not. Nah, he's not the one to actually blow the shot. Go low, Red, and be done with it. Nah, it's just.
What about LeBron James? What's going to happen with him?
Oh, Jesus Christ. A lot of people are anticipating him to stay with Cleveland.
I'm not.
Some are anticipating that he goes to Los Angeles.
That I agree. That I'm going with.
Now, that's not what I'm going with.
Well, what you going with?
I am speculating that he might retire.
Interesting enough, said, but I don't think so. Too early. I don't think so.
Well, what did it for me was after the Eastern Conference Finals is when he was up there icing up his knees and icing up his feet and stuff like that. And when you know, if you have to do that, that's similar Jordan.
Well, that's because he don't have talent on the team. That's the only reason why. He don't have talent. If he goes to L.A. with Paul George, there you go. There you go.
I'm leaning probably towards he could probably retire.
I don't think so.
I think he's tired, man.
I
think he needs to spend time with his kids, man. I think he might retire. Whatever, man. Whatever. This is just thoughts, man. Remember, we're just running a podcast. So whatever.
Yeah, whatever. That's why I'm like, yeah, whatever. We're gonna stick to that. So with that being said, that's our ending edition of the Double Take Sports Court. Now let's have our Quiz-mania answer that I know the answer to.
All right, perfect. So, oh, excuse me, I'm so sorry about that. A lot of coke. So, anyway, before Darren gets out his answer, I'm going to repeat the question. Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson was the most popular multi-talented athletes in sports. Well, one of the most popular multi-talented athletes in sports. Although former NBA player Tim Duncan was also multi-talented in which sport? Darren, whenever you're getting ready, shoot it.
Swimming.
Boom. Period. Point blank period. He did competitive swimming during the 1992 Olympics. So, there it is.
When the storm destroyed all the swimming pools in his hometown. So that's what he went to do.
Yep. Sure did.
We'll play basketball, excuse me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So there's your Quiz-mania answer, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to our last and final thoughts of the segment. Final thoughts, Darren. Do you have anything for us?
Absolutely not.
Me neither. Oh.
I have thoughts, but it's not something we're discussing on the air.
Well, yeah, we'll talk about that. But have you seen? I seen it a lot on Facebook, and I was going to tag you in it, but I just found this so crazy. I just decided not to do it. Have you seen? They have done a season 4. I don't know who did it. I think it was either CBS Sports. Somebody did it. It was somebody in the professional sporting. That they did a season 4 of the Cavs and the Warriors with the Family Matters thing. You see
What cracked me up out of that whole war. The one that cracked me up was when they showed Klay Thompson missing that dunk. That cracked me up the most.
Oh my goodness. That was too funny. I said, this is too stupid. I don't want to watch this stuff.
But see, here's the thing. I didn't see it on Facebook. I actually seen it on Twitter. Will Walker had put it out there, and I seen it then.
Man, I seen it everywhere. I seen it on Facebook. I seen it on Instagram. I seen it on Tumblr. I seen it on YouTube. I see it everywhere. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Funny, but ridiculous. Yeah. Oh my goodness. That was funny.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. All right. I'm sorry. That was too funny to me. I had to watch it about 3 or 4 times because it was so ridiculous. Yeah. All right. If there's nothing else, we can wrap this up and get on out of here.
Yeah, let's do that.
All right. All right, this is another edition of Double Take Sports Talk. If you like what you see, just give this video a thumbs up. How you feel about today's show, just comment on the comment section as usual. We're on social media, of course. We're on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. You can hit us up there. Have any questions for us in particular, doesn't matter which. It could be anything you like. Hit us up with it. If we like it, we're going to share it on the air during our recording. Of course, YouTube, subscribe, iTunes. We are on iTunes. Download our episodes. But until then, I'm Darrell. There's on the opposite side. All right, catch up with us on another episode of Double Take Sports Talk, special edition.
Right.
Until then, ciao.
Double Take Sports Talk here with me, Darrell Watts. Now, there's an understatement that always goes that has always been true from day one when sports decided to come out. It's that it can be very unpredictable. And of course, that's always been the statement that's always been so true. And depending on how you look at it, it can be very unpredictable. But with Double Take Sports Talk, we just throw some entertainment in there. Even if we don't get predictions right or theories don't come out right, we always just throw a little entertainment into the mix. So why not just have a little fun with it? That's how predicting can be so fun if you make an entertainment out of it. But other than that, of course, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. But anyway, we're on social media around the globe here. We're on social media on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. You can hit us up on our fan page at the Watch Brothers. You can hit us up on Twitter at DTST2414. And, of course, you can hit us up on Instagram, Double Take Sports Talk. So, YouTube, subscribe. You can share. You can do all the good stuff. Do anything that you like. We're just trying to grow a podcast here, folks. We're also on the iTunes. You can download our episodes there. We're on the video, of course, and we're on the audio portion too. So either way that you can enjoy this podcast, you can do it audio, we do it on video. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy the podcast. And until then, ciao.